You're watching Prime News, live on Global Winnipeg.
Bomberville is taking over Toronto. Die-hard fans of the blue and gold are flooding into TO, getting ready for the big Grey Cup showdown on Sunday, and of course all the festivities leading up to it. Global's Connie Tomoto hung out at the Pearson Airport after she arrived there today to capture the fandemonium.
And so the Prairie rivalry takes the battle of bragging rights from the wheat field to Hogtown.
Well, it's always fun beating the Bombers.
Winnipeg's going to be taking that cup home, and Regina's going to be envious of us for 100 years.
Bomber and Rider fans arrived here at Pearson Airport decked out in full battle gear, and each claiming their team will be the one that will win the coveted Grey Cup.
The deal was, if at the Labor Day, if the two teams were to meet, I was to wear this. I agreed, thinking, of course, the Rough Riders will never get there, right? So, here we are.
These are the Grey Cup nails. These are the Grey Cup winning team nails. Let's make that more clear.
For many fans, making the trek from the Canadian prairies to Toronto was a no-brainer.
We've actually booked it before we knew who was in it, so this is bonus. It'll be like Labor Day, but better.
Others just couldn't resist the opportunity to see the two teams play against each other in the first ever Prairie Grey Cup.
We've been waiting for this one for, I don't know, ever since the Bombers went into the East, so we can play Saskatchewan. I go to the Labor Day games, it's just like a mini Grey Cup, and this is the big one.
Connie Tomoto, Global News.
Grey Cup kickoff is Sunday at 5 o'clock Manitoba time. Coming up in sports, we'll have more on the Bombers, including highlights from the CFL Player Awards, where 3 Bombers were up for some hardware tonight. Well, we've seen all sorts of die-hard Bomber fans, but none quite like Tim Volk. He's going to the extreme, vowing to legally change his name to Grey Cup if the Bombers win this Sunday.
I would have to change everything, my passport, my driver's license. I wouldn't be able to sign checks as Tim Volk anymore. It'd have to be Grey Cup.
The 24-year-old says he's been a hardcore fan for 17 years, and he got the idea to change his name after the lackluster attendance at the Eastern semifinal playoff game in Winnipeg. It's just his way of supporting his #1 team.
I've had, visions and dreams of years and years to come of little Bomber fans learning about their great-grandfather's history of why their last name is Cup, and it was all due to his love for a football team. And I'd be creating a legacy of Bombers for years and years to come.
And can you imagine if he called his kid Teacup, or I'm sure there's a long list of other fun names to go along with it.
And I mean, maybe it's not his family's cup of tea, but
oh, very good.
It's definitely the sign of a very loyal fan.
No kidding. Well, weather-wise tonight, what are we looking at?
Kind of chilly, but we saw.
And welcome back. Coincidence? Maybe, but there's probably something more to the fact that the league's 2 smallest markets qualified for the Grey Cup game in the same year the league instituted a salary cap. But speaking in Toronto today, Bombers general manager Brendan Taman says he does not believe that's the reason for the first ever meeting in the CFL's title game between the 2 prairie cities.
A lot of people are surmising that. I think that's people assuming that us and Saskatchewan are the 2 lowest paying teams in the league. I'm not sure that's accurate, but obviously the salary management system is working, period. So whether or not it's the end result of our teams getting there, I think when we go out and play the games, we didn't win the game against Toronto because we were living by the salary cap, to be honest with you. It's just the fact we have a good team, and same with Saskatchewan. So it's a combination of both, but I think in reality is that you're going to win games based on how good you are, period.
And not to be overshadowed by all the Grey Cup hoopla is the Manitoba Bison's quest for a cup of a different variety. The Bisons are less than 24 hours away from kickoff of the Vanier Cup, where the herd will battle the St. Mary's Huskies, with the Bisons trying to bring the cup home for the first time since 1970. Receiver Terry Furr has had a growing role in offense in the playoffs, and Joe Pascucci has his story.
It's been a tale of 2 seasons for Terry Furr. The gifted and speedy wide receiver for the Bisons cuts like a knife when running his patterns, but his hands are soft as pillows as he's hauled in 3 touchdown passes from quarterback John Mackey in these playoffs.
John's a real student of the game, and
you know, we're always working together. So, you know, we just we go out there and play and try to make plays. That's about it.
The regular season was mostly about frustration for Furr, who caught only 30 passes and only one went for a touchdown. Feeling underutilized, he lashed out.
You know, my OC don't like to give me the ball very much, but if he did, we'd have a lot more points this season. People wouldn't be ragging on us, you know? Too bad. It's too bad, Coach Stead. Too bad.
For that, Furr received a one-game suspension from head coach Brian Doby.
You know, we try to be professional here, and, you know, I made a mistake. I sat out, and I wanted to come back and contribute to the team winning, and, you know, I went out there and made a few plays, so, you know, it was okay. It worked out okay.
Now in the biggest game of his university career, Furr will look to find space behind the Huskies' defense.
I think their DBs are, I think they're probably the best we're going to see, and I think we've got to win on our man routes. You know, we got to, if it's man-to-man, we got to take them, and, you know, hopefully the rest works itself out.
Is the CFL ahead for Terry Furr?
I don't know. I hope so.
Joe Pascucci, Global Sports.
Thanks, Joe. The CFL awards handed out tonight. It was a complete Western sweep. The Bombers got shut out. Kerry Joseph winning the Most Outstanding Player Award. We'll have more on that on News Final at 11 o'clock.
3 up for it, and none of them really
over.
Came through. All right.